Hey gang, welcome back. It's Nate. Now we're talking about Chapter 7, Market Research. I love this chapter. I love this topic. I used to be a senior research analyst for Jack in the Box, and I was responsible for all the testing on new products and doing trend research for the company. So market research is more than just nerds who know statistics. It's actually giving companies a pulse on what consumers want, both from products and also from advertising and services. And if you're not talking to the customer, if you're not close to the customer and getting their feedback on your marketing direction, sooner or later, you're going to make a bad call. So that's where market research comes in. Part of marketing's responsibility is to be able to speak on behalf of the customer in the organization. And market research is central to being able to do that. So your next discussion board 6, is going to take you through a case study comparing Starbucks against Dunkin' Donuts and some market research that they did to understand the differences there. And it's going to ask you about the market research steps. But what I want to lecture on real quickly is understanding the difference between primary versus secondary research and qualitative versus quantitative data. So let's dive in. Primary versus secondary research. When you go out and get new research, surveying customers, doing a focus group, live interviews, even looking at brand new internal data within the company like sales data, that's all considered primary research. It's brand new research that you go out and get, talking directly to customers, or brand new research that nobody's looked at before. That's primary research. So it usually involves you constructing a survey or doing focus groups, but it's the first time you've gotten that feedback, gotten that information from the consumer. That can also include internal sales data, right? So that's primary research. Secondary research is stuff that's already printed and rolled up and condensed. It's research that somebody's already done and put into some type of report or into some type of trend publication or anything that you read in a newspaper or a periodical or on a website or on a news source. That's all secondary research. So most of the research that you do for your school projects, your research papers, that's all coming from an existing source. I'm sure you're doing a lot of online research. That's all secondary data. Secondary data. So there's pros and cons to each. Primary data is very specific. You can ask a customer, how likely are you to buy this product again on a 5-point scale, with 1 being never and 5 being definitely? Or how happy are you with the size of the product? Or how likely are you to refer this product to a friend? Or what don't you like about this product? Specific product, right? So you're getting specific answers to a specific market research question. Primary research can do that, and it's the best tool for that kind of information need. However, it takes time. It's very time consuming and it's expensive. So market research, one of the cons of market research, it slows decision making down and it's expensive. So, but the pros of it are it helps you make better marketing decisions and you know exactly what the customer wants. So there are pros and cons to market research. You can't research everything that you do as a company, but senior executives have learned how to not get fired and not make poor decisions by doing market research. Primary research, talking directly to customers, typically. New research, brand new. Secondary research is stuff that's already out there. It's been printed, somebody put it in a research periodical, it's on a website, it's in a book, it's in a magazine. When you do your research papers, you're going out there and you're getting secondary research. Somebody else has already done the primary research job and wrote about it, published it, put it in some type of publication, and then you go and read it, and it is therefore secondary research. Secondary research has some advantages. It's faster. It's already there. It's done. It's printed up. You don't have to go and do a survey and talk to customers and fill out a bunch of surveys and tabulate them. It's already out there. And it's cheaper, obviously. It's quicker, it's cheaper, it's already out there. So it's a faster way to get information. However, it doesn't always answer the specific questions that you need. So secondary research doesn't always work from a company's marketing research perspective. So that's the difference between primary versus secondary research. Let's talk about qualitative versus quantitative research. When we talk about quantitative research, taking the latter first, quantitative, quant means numbers, right? So quantitative is numbers. large sample sizes that are typically representative of the population. So we're asking what we call close-ended questions when we do quantitative research. Close-ended questions are, I ask you, how likely are you to buy this product again on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being never and 5 being as soon as possible. You either have to choose a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. That's what we call a Likert scale, and you can only choose a specific option. Would you buy this product again? Yes or no? That's also quantitative research. Yes or no, it's a closed-ended question. So quantitative research is when you're trying to get a feel for the overall population or a large target audience. It's representative of the population, and you're typically doing large sample sizes that are statistically accurate of how the population would respond to your product. So that's typically sample sizes of, say, 200 or more. And in your statistics class, you'll learn about confidence intervals and on data, etc. But companies do quantitative research to get an idea of how likely a product is to go forward, if they're going to like it or not. And it's statistically representative of the population. Quantitative, large number sizes. Close-ended questions. Qualitative research, on the other hand, is open-ended questions. Why wouldn't you like to buy this product? Or tell me how you feel about this new product. That would be a qualitative question. They can't answer yes or no, or they can't rank something on a 1, 2, 3, or 5. They're giving you their opinion. Good researchers, companies that do good research, will have a mix of both quantitative, statistically representative, and qualitative, more intimate, open-ended questions in their research. And the idea is to combine both. So that way you get good, subtle information that you can't get off of quantitative data. Quantitative data will tell you if there's a problem with the product, but it won't tell you why there's a problem with the product. You understand the difference there? So that's the difference between qualitative and quantitative data. So a classic example of that is Nike. We've all heard of Nike's iconic campaign, Nike, just do it, right? Just do it. And they've ran that campaign for years. Just do it. That was their tagline and their slogan for many, many years. That tagline, just do it, came out of qualitative research. They were doing focus groups, which are small sample sizes of consumers, and they were asking them, why don't you exercise? Or how, what gets you motivated to exercise? Trying to sell their exercise gear, right? And somebody in a focus group, a customer, said, when it comes down to exercise, my motto is just do it. Just do it. And there was a advertising executive sitting in the back of the two-way mirror focus group room, and he jotted that down. Hey, that's good. Nike, just do it. Right? And a campaign was born from that. You would have never gotten that nugget, that qualitative nugget, from quantitative research. So that's the importance of having both. So that's it. Cut yourself loose. Go get discussion board 6 done. You need to know primary versus secondary. You need to know qualitative versus quantitative. There's some other subtle nuances in there, the steps of the research process. And email me as always if you have any questions. Thanks for listening.